In this tutorial, we're going to learn more about why camera ISO matters, because that will affect the quality of your pictures. I'm going to show you techniques of how to know what ISO you need for what camera that you use. So let's learn that right now. Hey, it's Alvin here, and just in case you don't know what is ISO, ISO actually helps to adjust the sensitivity of your camera sensor to light, and so identify, ideally, you want to have low ISO as possible, especially for prints. Okay, so on the right here, you can see here an example of a photo that has very grainy image over here, and that's the reason why, because it has very high ISO. The benefit of having a high ISO is that it will attract more light, but at the same time, it make your image more grainy. Okay, lower ISO, which is ideal normally because you will have a clean image. Alright, this is also very subjective to individual style of photography. Some people love grainy photos. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. Okay, I personally don't like grainy photos. That's my style. Alright, I like clear photos, but there are people out there who like grainy photos for some strange reason. That is their style of photography, and maybe photos that are vintage, or maybe photos that are black and white. Some of them are quite grainy, and even experts photographers I saw are also grainy as well. Okay, so it's very subjective to say, you know, how grainy my photo should be. Okay, I remember one of my buddy friend was using 6400 ISO, and when I was wearing a black shirt, and I told him why my black shirt has so much grain in it, and he said, oh, my camera can handle it. But the true fact is, actually the camera, which is a full frame camera, ideally should not go beyond 3002. Okay, and I knew that because of another website resource that I share with you in this tutorial. How do you know how much ISO should you be using for your camera that you are using? Alright, so I found out that you need to know your camera limit to ISO noise. Okay, and this is something that I learned from experience. Okay, and the best way to know the limit of your camera is to take 4 to 5 photos at different ISO. So you can start taking at 800 ISO, 1006, 3002, 6004. Alright, and then you compare the 4 images and see how grainy the photo can be, and see how much you can accept, and also print the 4 photos so you know, in case if you need to print them, what's your limit of your camera equipment that you can go up to. So in case you are lazy and you don't want to do that, there's actually a resource called dsomark.com/category/camera reviews, and I'm going to dive in right now to show you the website on how to find your camera model and know what kind of ISO noise that you should be aware of. Alright, so you can see we are right now at the DSOMark website, and love this website a lot because it helps you to find out, you know, what kind of camera or what kind of lens should be used. But today this topic is about ISO, so we are looking at cameras only. So you can click on cameras on the website. You come here and you can actually explore the various different cameras. So they rank cameras based on how good the sensor is. So currently, right now, as this recording, this is the best and the most expensive, by the way, because it's a bigger sensor than the rest. Okay, it's using a medium format camera. Okay, and these are mainly all full frame cameras, as you can see here. So let's say, for example, you have some cash and you're thinking of buying this camera, for example. So you click on the camera, and it will tell you a very important score level. Okay, so you can show here 3523. So basically, whatever ISO it shows here, that is the ideal amount of ISO that it can go without noise. Okay, so for low light performance, you shouldn't go above this is preferred. Okay, so that's what this website does tell you. Okay, which is what I love about. So you will definitely know, okay, if I'm getting this camera, So this is the maximum I should go for. It even tells you the dynamic range, okay, and also the color depth and all those other things as well. Okay, so definitely this is a very good camera, and they don't just give you a score for no reason. They do tests, okay, so you can read more information here. Okay, so this is one way to find, and another way to find is you click on explore sensor database. All right, so for me, you can search by different brands. Okay, you can search or by price. Okay, but normally it's by brand. So I'm using a Canon camera, so I click that. Okay, and I'm using a APS-C camera. All right, so you can select the different formats over here, but mine's APS-C. Okay, so let's say if you're on a budget, all right, and you're thinking of buying cameras, it's a good place to start. Okay, so you can go by price. That is your budget as well. You can go by price as well. So basically, these are all the available cameras. There's APS-C cameras, and you can sort by price. So the cheapest one is this, and the most expensive one is this. Okay, so that's crazy price. Okay, it's 4,002 for this camera, whereas this camera has less megapixels. It's an old camera. Okay, so basically, let me see. I want to find my camera. Okay, where's my camera? So mine actually is a Canon M series camera. I'm not using M5. I'm using M6. Okay, so but anyway, I can compare. You can compare cameras also by adding the camera in. Okay, so you can compare the specs. Okay, I think they don't have my camera. Fortunately, you can't search. Okay, let's try. EOS M6. Oh, okay, found it. Okay, so let's compare these two cameras. So you can compare cameras. And ironically, my camera has better low light performance than the M5 camera. Okay, that's something new that I learned today. Okay, so it shows here 1317. So ideally, you don't want to go beyond that number of ISO, and this is very important to know. So I can set in my camera. Currently, right now, I set my camera to 1006 ISO, so it doesn't go beyond that. Generally, APS-C cameras up to 1006. Full frame up to 3002. Okay, if you don't want to have noise in, I mean like very little bit noise you will have when you go one step higher. Okay, so yeah, so I find these two very useful in actually understanding my camera noise level, because if you're doing prints, you don't want to have your pictures to have too much noise. And this is also a good place to see based on your budget. You know, let's say you only got $400, all right, and you actually can see the performance score over here as well, which is pretty useful as well. Okay, so let's say if you're on a budget and you don't want to spend too much, you can also see what the other available choices. Of course, obviously they are old cameras. Okay, their technology may not be as good. Okay, so let's compare. Let's say this really old camera, the Sony camera. So they all have the same sensor size. Okay, but you can see that this older camera can go up to only 1089. Okay, anything beyond that, it has more noise. So if you're taking a lot of day shoots, I mean with a lot of light, then this is not issue to you. But if you're taking like wedding, okay, then this is an issue for you, because you don't want it to have too much noise. Okay, so let's see and compare this with a full frame camera. So let's say if I compare my camera to a full frame camera. Okay, let's say this one. Everybody's always comparing with this one. So in terms of price, it's a big difference, but of course performance wise you can see it almost double. in number of ISO means you can take better photos at night with little light. Of course, to have higher, you can lose less ISO if you use a flash. All right, that's another alternative way, which we'll talk more in other videos. But definitely, personally, I don't like to use flash, but if I have to, I have no choice, then I will use it. But basically, you can see here very obviously the scores, and then you can see the specs and the price. This is like 3 times the price of this camera, so one camera can buy 3 of this. Okay, that's a lot. Okay, and yeah, you can actually easily compare specs. So I find this a very useful website in deciding what kind of cameras you can buy at the time of being. All right, they may not have the latest camera tested yet, so it will take some time, especially new cameras. So but they up this list quite regularly, so I highly recommend you check out this site, dxomag.com, and click on cameras, all right, to find out more what kind of camera you should be looking and what is the base ISO that you should be using when you take photos. So I hope you find this tutorial useful, and I'll see you very soon in the next video. God bless.